Hello Internet and hello you. Yet another build tutorial. This is the second one in the series and we're vehicle. Today we are going to go over, just as the title says, prison cells for whatever dungeon or jail. This isn't going to be so much as an actual tutorial as tips and tricks on things you can do to make it better, or just make it in general. As you can see, we have a nice little start off here. This way I can show you how to do a second level and just how to do a regular old jail cell or prison cell. Now, first of all, you do want the building to look a little older, a little more dilapidated, and cobblestone and mossy cobblestone and stone bricks, moss stone bricks and cracked stone bricks are kind of your best bet. You can use vines to help make it look a little better, to make it look a little, you know, more dilapidated, but be warned, they grow. Even in the desert. As for flooring, I went with polished andesite with bits of regular andesite to make some of the floor look a little more aged and rugged, but you can do a lot with it. Cobblestone and moss cobblestone, as I said earlier, make good things. A nice staircase to get from bottom cell to top cell, and this will just show you a few tips and tricks that I personally like to use to make my jail cell a little bit better. Now, when I make a jail cell, the way I like to do it is to make it 3 by 5, 3 wide, and 5 long. So count this way, and using your building wall of choice, we'll go forward 6, because that'll give us our 5 blocks on the interior, which is just enough for a single cell. Now, you are gonna need a door and entryway, so you can make it right here. Usually make the prison cell about 3 blocks tall. When you do this, make sure to add a roof and use iron bars to fill in. I like doing that because I think it makes it just look a little bit better. That's just my personal preference, though. Go away, pig. Man, pigs are getting in the way of my build tutorials. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Now, if you have nothing else next to the prison cell, if you have it at an angle like I do, then just use more iron bars. If not, you know, just make it a solid wall, depending on how many ways to look out you want to see for the prison cell. So, for example, if this was next to, say, another prison cell, you would fill in the wall like this and offer a window with that. Or if it's next to a wall leading to the outside world, that can work too, unless you want no sunlight to get in which case you just maybe use a moss or cracked variant here and there. Really just depends on what you want to do with it. Now, as for a door, usually what I like to do is go with an iron door and a lever. You know, the lever will allow you to open and close it from the side, and it will not be able to get out, especially if it's, say, another player or something like that. Now, when it comes to decoration on the inside, there really isn't a whole lot to do. For example, I could use this water bucket right here to give a little drain for going to the bathroom and whatnot. Maybe you can add a bed is a common decorative piece. You know, a place for the inmate to sleep. Another very common one that I see is taking spruce or dark oak and making one of these. Just a place to sit and or sleep. This can also work with upside down staircases if you want it to look a little more shelf-like. Beyond that, there isn't a whole lot. You would want to put in an actual prison cell. Of course, make sure there's a roof over it. After all, that would make things just a little too easy. So I'm going to go ahead and fill the rest of this in. When it comes to lighting in a prison, that's actually where things get a little tricky, because you don't want too much lighting. You want to have almost a depressive atmosphere. So be scarce with your lighting. because as you can see, inside the prison cell, there's nothing in terms of light. Of course, take that with a grain of salt, we are outside. And of course, you can replicate that same prison cell, but on the second floor. Except this time, your floor will be the ceiling of the bottom thing. Now, one way I like to get around this is by putting a floor on top of it, like this. What this will do is, since I like to keep my builds somewhat real, is it will allow you the ability to have a double layered roof, which makes it difficult to get through whether you're digging down or whether you're digging up. Take some andesite, make the floor look a little more dilapidated. Make that a little taller so you're actually able to get here. Should probably do that just so it's a little easier. And I'll extend it on bottom too so it looks a little more symmetric. Sorry, I'm a very finicky builder. But now that you have your 3 blocks of height and your floor, then you can go about replicating the bottom cell like you did before. Make sure you count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. You just replicate the cell up here. Make sure to use your iron bars. Iron bars are very important when it comes to this sort of build. I'll give kind of a window here. Just do it like that if you wanted. Really, it's all builder's choice what you want to do. I'm just giving you guys a few tips and ideas. Now another of my favorite ideas, actually, I will show you here in a second. Because you would expect a building this dilapidated to have some problems with it, I've found a way that I've actually seen all over YouTube. So I will admit this idea is not mine for dripping water. And that's simply by taking a few blocks up here and trapping water. Now what water does when it's on a block is, if it'll do it here in a minute, it drips through. Water and lava share this in common. If whatever they're on top of a block, it drips through like that. You can see particles coming through. And when they hit the lapis lazuli ore, it looks like the water's been dripping there for a while. And you can take this a little further by adding mossy stone bricks to show that the water has been all over it. It's just a neat little trick I like to use. And you can actually use that on the floor below. For example, with the bathroom being up here, the water is now able to drip through right here. And so once again, you can use mossy stone brick to make it seem like the water's been coming through here. It's a neat little trick, I think. It's one I really like. Of course, make sure to add your door. You always need the door, preferably with a lever, but you can use any other redstone component you want. The lever's just my personal favorite. And a bit of lighting, just to make sure you really don't want anything spawning up here either. Go inside, do what you will for decoration. And there you go, some general prison cells. Now these cells are generally fixed more towards 1 or 2 people. You can take it further and build an entire group cell. Group cells, of course, are a bit bigger, because they're meant to hold more people, and of course they have to have, and just in general, more room, more items, just kind of more everything. That should be enough. Now, of course, here you're going to do the same thing as before with the flooring, andesite, and polished andesite. Make sure you have your doorway. Now, here's the main thing about a group cell. Because there are multiple people in it, you're going to want to have a lot in the way of iron bars. Because people tend to come to see people, you tend to want to have as much open so that it's easy to peer inside. You know what? It's probably better if we open that up. And here you have a group cell, a cell meant to hold many more people. Give it the iron door with whatever redstone component you wish. And you just decorate inside how need be. Now, when you decorate the inside, you typically want to decorate it with multiple beds, multiple places to sleep. But usually only with one place to go to the bathroom, because I'm no expert on prison or anything, but I'm pretty sure you only have one place to piss. I mean, they're not exactly offering you the most luxurious place in the world. And of course a torch to provide dim lighting from the outside. And there you have it. A nice way to make prison cells, whether it be on one floor, multiple floors, from an angled direction or from a regular direction, group tricks to make the building look older, decrepit, and however else you really want to do it. And that is it for this build tutorial. This is how you do a prison cell. Take these tips and tricks and build you the greatest prison ever created. Make Minecraft's version of Impel Down. 10 points if you actually get where that's from also. Alright guys, I will be doing one Minecraft LP and one build tutorial per day. So tomorrow, I will bring you guys new stuff. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.